Hi there. Are y'all ready for month two like I am? Let's get started. All right, we're going to get started with cutting today. This is the cutting week, so make sure you have your pattern book. And if you're doing the swatches as you go, be sure to get your month two fabric swatch. Have your month two package of fabrics. They're in the order that's listed here on the label, so you can match it up with your swatch page if you like. That also helps when you're piecing the blocks together to kind of keep track of them. And for this week, you will need the Super Sidekick ruler. So grab your sewing supplies, get your needed supplies. Let's start cutting. All right, here we go. We're in month two. I'm so excited. So as you can see from my swatch card here, I've already done the purple colorway. And here I'll show you my block. Here is the block. It's turned out so good. And my little seams don't match right there. I may redo that, but they're touching enough, so I may leave it. Well, I'll think about it. I'll look and think if I want to redo it, but I think it turned out great. So this is what your blocks are going to look like. Again, you can do your colors in any way that you want to do. I kind of liked the real dark ones in the center, so I did it that way. So what I do when I'm cutting is I kind of take care of all the cutting at one time. There was some questions kind of from last month, how people were doing the fabric swatches. So I'm going to go over it again this month because I know I probably do it a little bit different. And again, you do you. You sew how you want to sew, and I'll just tell you what I do in case you need a little motivation or anything like that. The sewing with, putting the swatches on the paper like this with the names is not necessary because you really use all of these fabrics at one time. However, I'm really kind of OCD in that, and I want to know the names of my fabrics because maybe I fall in love with amethyst and I think that that will work great on another project I'm using. I know that I can get Kona amethyst and I can just shop for that and get that fabric and know what it's going to look like within reason. There are color batchings that differ slightly. So I'm going to actually show you how I get these pieces and how I put them on the swatch card with this cutting video this time. So we are starting with the curry mustard, ochre, grello, yarrow, and butterscotch. And I left them in that order in this package. So if you've got my kit, you're going to take your fabrics out of the package. Granted, that's upside down, so I'm going to turn it over. And now we've got this curry on top. And today I am using the So Tight magnetic cutting board. They are our sponsor for this sew along, and I'm so excited to have them, and I absolutely adore this mat. So you're going to see it throughout the videos, me using this mat. Okay, and they are going to give one lucky person one of these mats. I have to decide on the month that that will go out. It's such a big one, we may wait till closer to the end. I'm going to turn this over, and I just kind of stack them up. I try to get them pretty close on top of each other. Because I'm going to cut the strip that we need all at one time. I'm a big stack and whack kind of girl. You don't have to do this. You can do one at a time. You, like I said, you do you. All right, so I'm going to just kind of line it up a little bit. I am going to, you will always have a little bit extra in these squares, so I'm just going to cut off and straighten up that edge. And since it's thick, I'm going to use a little bit of magnets to help me cut down so I don't have to push so hard and hurt my hand. So I'm just going to barely hold it. And I found with any ruler, if you keep your pinky off, that kind of stabilizes the ruler a little bit. Though with the magnets, it's really stable. All right. So then Whoa, that's a nice magnet cut. So I'm literally just going to throw that away. And then what the piece, the strip we need today, refer to your pattern book and cut that strip. And on almost all of these, you're left, and I'm just going to set this aside for a minute, and I'm going to work with this. You're almost always left with a piece that looks like this. So what I do, because it doesn't have to be perfect, I do a little strip, I put it on the end like this, and I cut, and now I have my swatch strips. Then what I also do, well, we'll go ahead and finish the swatches. So then I get my sheet, and I'm using the Soline glue right there. And I just put a little strip there. Take the curry off the top because I've kept it in order. Glue it on there. A little bit of the mustard there. Glue it like that. Turn it up a little bit. The ochre. I don't feel like I have to put just a whole lot, just a little strip. That's there. The grello. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit the camera. The grello there, the yarrow, and the butterscotch. The yarrow and the butterscotch. And now my swatches are all done just that quickly, and I can put this aside, and now I have it. And I left a little space off on the side when I made these that you can punch holes to put it in a notebook or a braided folder, whatever. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. I'm not done with these yet. I actually like to use the Hexenmoor for this one because I'm going to get this cut edge over here. I can cut the triangles out very, very simply. I'm going to put a couple of magnets on here just to help me keep this nice and tight. I'm going to put one to the back here. And y'all may not like to waste so much, but I don't mind. And I know you're not supposed to cut towards yourself. I'm actually going to turn it. Whoops. I didn't take those off first. All right, so I'm going to line that up. A couple magnets on it to help me. And I'm going to hold that. And now I have all the triangles that I need for the pillow. I'll just get my baggie, put those triangles in there. And now that's all the prep work we need to do for the pillow and the swatch card. We are done. I put my scraps to the side, and I have a scrap bin for that. You don't need the Hexenmoor ruler. Put the little sew tights up there. Now we're going to start cutting for the cutting the pieces that you need for the block this month. Okay, so first thing you have to do is arrange your A, B, C, D, E, F. So this is going to be A, and then B, and C, maybe B, and then A, those two matching up, B and C. I don't think that I'm going to do this like that. I think I like, And at this point, it really doesn't matter if it's mustard. You've got your swatch card, so you could match it up again. You just need to pick your A, B, and C. I think I like A and D for that. And then I like that better. I think I like that better because these are all going to go in one, and then these are going to go in another. And these, the A and D, are the large triangles. So I think I like that. All right, so this is B and C. This is E and F. E and C, E and F. And then let's take the super sidekick and make our triangles. So in your book, it tells you how to cut triangles. So I'm going to flip there, make sure I am telling you right. Even though I know how to do them, I want to do it like the book says. So you are going to line up your ruler so we can cut and get the first angle of the triangle right here. And that is a scrap. Then what you do is it says you can flip the ruler. Nah, I turn the fabric and flip the ruler, both. See, I am learning just like you are, so be patient with me. I am not an expert. Some of y'all probably know more about these rulers than I do, but they're very easy to learn. So I'm lining it up, come in a little bit closer so you can see. I'm lining it up on the bottom, lining it up along this edge, making sure that notch up there is right. Okay, just make some final adjustments. Hold, I'm leaving a thumb off the edge here for stability. And then I cut, and there is your triangle. It's not necessarily useful this time to cut those notches on the bottom, so you can leave it just like this. So that is excuse me, my A. And I just put my scraps to the side. Then you do the same thing again for this one. You line it up, cut, turn your fabric over, turn your ruler over, not turn your fabric over, turn it around, then turn your ruler over. Line up on the bottom, the angle and the little notch, and cut. And there are your A and D triangles. So those are the big ones that go in the center and meet up like that. Okay, A and D. Now for B and C, E and F, you will cut the same way, and these are going to be the half square triangles. And you also have directions in your book how to cut the half triangles, the right half triangles. So what you do, I'm actually doing C right now. On your super sidekick, there's a line that goes through that triangle. Let me move it up a little bit. And you're going to line up the edge of the fabric. And you may have to straighten up this edge of the fabrics if they're not straight already. That was the side we didn't cut. So you're going to line up and line here, and your fabric is right side up, and then you cut. And that is one of your right half triangles. Then you are going to flip, super sidekick. I'm trying to do like this. And we are using super sidekick like this. Sorry, just upside down, not flipping the ruler. So you are going to, from this, to just turn it around and use it like this. You're not turning it upside down. Some of these things I was cutting other things and I had to flip it upside down, so that's why I'm a little confused this morning. But you just turn it around and then you cut like that. And you need, for the pattern, you need 3 of these. So then you will turn your ruler around, line it up, and cut again. And I actually cut that one wrong. I did the right triangles, not the left triangles. But since it's a solid, you can turn it over and it doesn't matter. Don't do like I did. Follow your instructions. Even I make mistakes, but I am going to just flip it over and make it the left triangle. So what I'll do is I will do this. This is right side up, and you're act like this is the wrong side. So I've got my fabric wrong side up. I'm going to cut left triangles now. Wrong side up. And you do the same thing, and it will give you the left triangle. Like that. Okay, to cut, turn it around. You cut the same way that you do the right one. You just turn your fabric wrong side up. So for those of you using the Kona solids, it's really not going to make a difference to you. But those of you that are using the Tula Pink, you really have to pay attention. So when you're cutting the right half triangles, right side up fabric. When you're cutting the left half triangles, wrong side up. That way you get your correct half triangles. Okay. I think I want to square this up a little bit. It's not exactly where I would like it to be. Yeah, it's a little bit off, so I'm just going to square it up some and try that again. That looks a lot better. It's really good to do the cutting correctly. That way it sews together so much better. All right, now I have my left triangles and right triangles. And this goes with A. Then you've got your other ones. So pieces, put that aside. Here we go again. This is for the second side. These are my right ones, so I'm right side up. That looks beautiful. Turning over. And cutting. Turning over. And cutting. Put that to the side. And then this one, I'm going to turn over. So now we're wrong side up. And you're cutting the exact same way. Line up. Cut. turn around. I want to get out of the picture for you. Turn around. Line up with the angles. Looks great. Cut. And one more time this way. Cut. Put the scrap to the side. Now you got to turn to the right side up. Now you have your left and right angles. All right, let's kind of piece one side of these together so you know how it looks. Let me turn back to the block 2 page. So it is A. This is my B, and this is my C, B, C. B, C, and B and C. So again, very important to do the right side up. All right, so you'll sew these together, these together, these together, and then you'll sew one to each side. The beautiful thing about this month is there is only one seam to match up. Isn't that amazing? All right, so this is my B, and this is my, well, E and F. And we've got E and F, E and F. E this way, and F this way, and this will connect like this. And there is your block that we are going to sew together next week. All right, that's it. Cut your second purple block, and that's the one that I did ahead of time. So you can see that one here. And we will start sewing next week. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, be sure to leave comments below. And if you haven't followed our YouTube page, please click follow. We have got lots of fun coming up. And remember, at the last week of every month, we do a live Q&A. So I'll answer all those questions that are in the comments. And if you want to join us and ask questions live, you can do that too. So, all right, we'll be back next week with the sewing.